Hello and welcome to the Clever Road Studio. In today's edition, I'm going to offer some advice when dealing with an outsourcing company. In particular, we're going to consider different pricing models and the types of contracts on offer. Let's start with the most popular and the most efficient in our opinion, the fixed price model. It implies paying a fixed amount of money for a specified amount of work. This is the perfect solution for short-term projects lasting not more than a few months. Note that you should be clear about the exact scale and scope of work, because these types of contracts usually don't allow significant changes during the development process. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to incorporate revisions into the ongoing project. If such a need arises, you can create an additional agreement with a supplementary contract and price. Here is how you are going to benefit from the fixed price model. Number one, no overpayments, since the entire amount is agreed in advance. No supervision, because coordination of the development process is carried out by the project manager. No nasty surprises, as you have a signed statement which describes by and when each portion of the process should be completed. No distrust, because there is no need to worry about whether the working hours are being used efficiently. The contractor is highly motivated to deliver a high quality product in the shortest possible time frame. Low risk, because you still have the right not to pay if the product doesn't meet the specifications. Among the cons can be the relatively long time needed for preparation, little control over the actual process, and a lack of daily communication. Well, all of the above sounds good, but what to do if you intend to launch a long-term project, which is impossible to itemize and estimate in advance? In this situation, you can use the time and material model. It doesn't require an advanced calculation of all the details. You pay for the hours spent on the development of pre-specified functionality. Note that you may have to reimburse material costs, for example hardware, and ancillary charges, for example business trips. This is a great solution for long-term cooperation. With a time and material contract, you gain the following benefits. Flexible budget, because you can negotiate with the team on the relevance of certain features and how they are implemented. Part payment opportunity, because the total amount of work will be split into bundles. You pay step by step for each completed piece of work. Easy start, because you don't need to fully sign off on all the detailed final requirements. No cost for preparation, because all the discussions are considered as part of the workflow. Agile Orientation, as this model perfectly aligns with the Scrum methodology, in particular such elements as sprints, daily and retrospective meetings. Let's cover some of the disadvantages now. Pay attention to the absence of deadlines, lower budget control, and the time required for participation in the workflow. Now, the last type of contract we will look at today is the dedicated team model. It suits long and complex projects when you cannot determine the end date and the various stages of collaboration. The great thing is that you get a remote developer team who are working solely on your project. They become full members of your company's team, understanding the key issues you're seeking to achieve and integrate into the corporate culture. The positives of such collaboration include straightforward communication, since you will be constantly in touch with the people actually carrying out the work. Catch-all control, because you will be part of the monitoring and coordination process. A reliable team that becomes part of your regular workforce. Task flexibility, since you can easily change functionality and goals. High effectiveness, because the team members develop an in-depth knowledge and expertise of the product. The limitations of the dedicated team model include expense, time costs, and overheads for management. As you can see, all these types of pricing models have their risks and opportunities, but which is the best for you? Even after taking everything into consideration, I still recommend choosing the fixed pricing strategy over the other two models, unless you have good reason not to. The point is that such collaboration carries the least risk for the client and passes it to the team of IT experts. I hope this video will help you make a wise decision. For more information about the pricing models, check the full article on our site. You can see the link below. So, bye for now, and I hope to see you again soon.